Hi, Taco. Yes, so sorry about, I believe, Monday. A few things life things came up, so I had to push all of my live streams. Obviously, as I usually do, I tend to live stream Monday through Friday, but last week was very busy, and then this past week, things just kept coming up, so I had to push everything up until today. But nevertheless, I am here. Sorry about that. I should have canceled in advance, but I wasn't able to. But I am here. No, just errands, running errands. Of course, also, I'm still getting myself settled here in the Bay. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, pretty much just catching up with things. And even during retrograde myself, I was catching up with a lot of things. Things are so much better for you as well. Are they better for you as well? How is Colombia? I saw your pictures, the ones that you sent me on my email. Great pictures. Great pictures. The beach looks amazing. Made a few friends. Awesome. Do they speak English, or are you learning Spanish through them, or you practicing your Spanish? I bet. I'm sure it's not highly processed and with barely any flavor like how it is here. One second, let me just grab my phone because that's obviously where I see the payments from. Let me grab my phone and I will be back. Give me a second. Oh my goodness. So sorry about that. I need that to see the donations. You're grabbing your other phone? Okay. I guess we will both be back. Hi guys, so sorry about that. I finally found my phone. So I saw that Max, you submitted a payment. Thank you so much. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and ask your question. Alrighty, Taco, whenever you're ready, go ahead and ask your first question. Thank you so much for your payment. Oh, yes, and I do remember in a few of your readings, the cards did mention about taking extra care of yourself when you're out there. Okay, so I'm sure you remembered that, but brought it up just in case you didn't. I have to carry a lot more stuff in a mochila. That's true. That's true. So, are you backpacking, or are you? Do you have? No, you have an Airbnb, right? Yeah, I can see that you're looking forward to that. That's right, you did mention that. Oh my goodness. Coconuts are heavy, I can imagine. Oh my goodness, yes. All of that must be very heavy. Yeah. Well, I mean, from the outside, yes, and then I remember seeing pictures of you on the beach with your little coconut. Super jealous. And are you still there by yourself? Are you there now with the wifey? What's going on? Still hanging out with buddies? Yeah, I saw all of that. That was so cool. And then, of course, you took pictures of the beach, of a few buildings by the beach as well, which I can see why you're so called to work there because if you were, or to build your business there because it's not overly populated, it's not overly saturated, so it's going to be cheap, but also not fully busy like LA or, you know, so that's amazing. You're waiting on the wifey? Perfect. So yeah, whenever you're ready, go ahead and ask your first question. Whenever you're ready. Yeah, there's one thing that I'm like not so happy about because obviously with what I'm doing, I heavily rely on Wi-Fi. So that's a big con about Colombia for me. Hopefully, once you build your wellness center, your retreat center here, there in Colombia, uh, you have better Wi-Fi. Virgo forfeited the cash. Ooh, when? This week? Very nice. They are back to normal. Okay. No call was even necessary. Nice. Well, I'm glad to hear that he came back to his and Sis. You have a question about that? That's amazing. I'm telling you. That's not a dad. That's a sugar daddy right there. Thank you. Obviously, it's Saturday, so after this live stream, I will be going out. So. Okay, so you want to know if you should move to a different condominium building for September or stay at the same place? Is that your question? Well, what is it? Internet or a cool balcony? Which one are you going to choose? All right, let's go ahead and see for your question. Should you go ahead and stay at the other one or continue staying at the one you are in? Oh, okay. Okay, so let's see. Current condo, they're saying, yeah. You can go to either one. They're saying you could go to either one. I pulled cards for the other one as well. Honestly, I feel like the other condo that you're going to stay for a week, the one that you're debating whether you should just continue staying there after the week, I think the wifey will like that one better, to be honest with you, if of course she eventually comes in September, right? Or September onward. I think she would like that one better than the one you're currently staying in. Otherwise, they're telling me both are okay. Any other questions? Yes, of course. I would love to see more pictures. You should also show me where you're thinking about putting that retreat. I would like to see that. I wouldn't say 3K, but around, I would say between 2K and 3K, just not at 3K. So yeah, I think she will make maybe at least, to say the least, the $2,000 mark, but it won't. But if it's more than that, it won't be more than 3,000. So between 2,000 and 3,000, basically. But will it be 3,000 or more? No. Sounds like she's doing better. Slow and steady wins the race when it comes to content. Any other questions? Meaning like your relationship with him, how will it be like in September? Okay, as far as finances, do you mean to ask if he will give you more money in September? Is that more your question? All right, so do we see any cash flow, or do we see any money from the Virgo to you in the month of September 2025? I think there might be some delays Might be some delays in September. Will there be more drama between you and the Virgo? No, not necessarily. No, I just think it's him more being indecisive. I keep getting cards of him making that choice. Should I give him the money? Should I not give him the money? I don't see any drama with it. I just see him just contemplating it. I did ask the cards too, like, was he going to ghost you? Was he going to go ghost? Because I know we saw that before. And I wanted to see if that was what will take place in September. And I saw no. So it's not like he's just going to go MIA or disappear on you. But I think what he wants is a bit of teamwork. Some type of cooperation. In what sense? The thing is that he's not very good at asking for things, especially when there are things close to the heart. I just think he is someone who I think he wants a better connection with you. That already passed? Okay. Well, perfect. But yes, I did not see any ghosting. And as a matter of fact, I just see him wanting things to be the way he wants them to be. I see him almost kind of envisioning to himself like good old times. And maybe to you, you're just like, when were those? But I just feel like he's thinking to himself like he wants those good old times back with him and his little boy, you know? But because the card came out in reverse, I just feel like he's not very good at just expressing that or just being vulnerable for what. Look, there is a way where you can get the money in September. And it's a guarantee that you will get the money. I think you just have to be proactive with him. Just like what we saw earlier with the Page of Cups in reverse. He wants the good old times back. He's just not going to ask for it. Just be proactive in your conversations with him and talking to him. Keeping the communication alive. But then I see that if he does give you money in September, I see the indecisiveness, in quotes, happening in October. You know, so he might like allow it, soak up the attention you're giving him, and then he'll give you some extra money or whatever you want in September. But then I see that attitude being postponed for October. Alrighty, so does your wife, Sabrina, show up to Colombia on October 14th? I'm going to take this as a yes. But I'm seeing arguments. In the position of your challenge, you got 5 of Swords. So I don't know if this is a thing where you guys might get into a fight virtually over the phone prior to her showing up, or by the moment that she shows up, because 9 of Cups is also in reverse. Maybe by the time that she shows up, you guys get into it. You know? And with the 4 of Cups in reverse, this is where one of you are going to feel so bored or so dissatisfied with their relationship that they're going to act out. This could be you. This could be her. So either you might be so bored, so dissatisfied with how things are going, and you might act out of character. And that can be in many ways, right? That could be lashing out. That could be like taking off with the boys, right? And unfortunately, this can even be infidelity. It just really depends on how you want to take that. And again, if this could be you, this could be her, and it can be in many different ways, shape, different forms of acting out, right? But I'm just seeing this thing where it's like either we're going to get into a fight, we're going to get into an argument before she shows up, or by the time that she shows up, it's a fight or an argument. Okay? Any other questions, Taco? Do you feel like you're heading towards that direction already? You've been putting her feet to the fire, meaning what? Like you're keeping her accountable of certain things? Like, is that what that means? I don't know what that means. Okay. So this retrograde was very tough for you. I see. Do you want to ask a question regarding that? Maybe do a relationship spread? Well, I don't know much about what's going on in your relationship other than what I see in the cards. And nobody should be treated like shit. Okay? It's one thing to provide for someone and someone to feel grateful for that, but no one should allow or tolerate disrespect. Of course not. That's wonderful. OF will always make money for everyone. And that's a good thing. What do you mean he's expecting a change with your travel? Like he doesn't want you to move to another country, or what? What's going on? Interesting. Why does he want you back? I don't understand. Or I'm just wondering if that's just an excuse. Okay. So let's see. How's my plan for Virgo for October to keep him with finances until February? Yeah, like I just keep seeing something like that. What about your astrologer? Does she see something like that? Oh my goodness. Well, when it comes to content, that stuff takes patience and to be completely militant, disciplined and just you gotta go, that stuff, you need to constantly be putting yourself out there. And at first you're not gonna see much, but then one day, overnight, it's just gonna boom. That's the thing about content, and I mean I'm saying it from my experience. um, are you the only child? You don't have any brothers or sisters? Telling you, sugar daddy. He's your sugar daddy. Yeah, and I wouldn't doubt it that he honestly doesn't even want you to move over there. I wouldn't be. I honestly don't think he does want you in Colombia. You know, but you know you gotta move on with your businesses and with your ventures, and that's where you want to be. That's where you want to be. Okay, so I think you could. I think as long as you play with his heartstrings, I keep getting this Page of Cups right here. I think as long as you play with his heartstrings, you can most definitely get money in October. Let me see for November. Yeah, actually, I feel like in November, I feel like you guys will even have a much better interaction, virtual interactions, whether that's email, phone calls, both. I think he's going to see a lot of cooperation with you. As a matter of fact, with the Lovers card next to him, whenever you have conversations with him on the phone or like on Skype or whatever, try to include your wife. The feeling that I got with this, saying the Lovers and then Three of Pentacles, which usually with the Three of Pentacles we have more than two people, and this deck is only two, but traditionally speaking, it's more than two people in the Three of Pentacles. Kind of make it seem like you're trying to, like you're trying to keep the family together. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying you should include her in your conversations with him all the time. Try to do it at least here, or at least do it in November. Okay. As far as December goes, you're definitely going to get money in December. That's no doubt. You'll get money in December. Any advice for that? Well, you don't really need any advice other than, again, just making sure that you stay in contact with him with that Eight of Pentacles in reverse. One thing about December, though, is that again, make sure that you keep the interactions alive, keep the conversations alive, because if not, if you decide to distance yourself, or if you get too busy for whatever reason, he's going to start wondering, like, well, what are we? Like, what is this? And he's going to start feeling a little used. So okay, yeah, no worries. As for October, like I said, I do see that there will be money. All we have to do is just make sure that, we keep the interactions alive. And it seems like that is the same thing for November and December. As far as for January, well, do you see money coming from the Virgo to you in January 2026? Yes. It'll be a little bit of a drag. He might even wait until the end of the month, but I do see that he will give you money in January. February, yes, but as far as for February, he's probably going to start thinking about ghosting again, but I do think he will send you money. Oh yeah, no worries. That's always good. Any other questions for me? So yeah, it seems like, now that I was going like month to month and seeing what you should do, it just seems like in general, just keep the conversations going, keep the interactions alive, at least specifically for November, include your wife in the conversation. Like if you're doing like a Zoom call, or if you're doing like a Skype call or something, or maybe even a FaceTime if that even works over there, I'm not sure. Just make sure that you do it at least for November. Okay, let's see. Do we see your inheritance from your grandmother coming to you before the year ends? I got a yes. I got an absolute yes, actually. Yeah. Oh my goodness, even the death card showed up. Goodness gracious. But yes, I do think it will happen before New Year's with the Nine of Cups in reverse. There might be a catch. There might be a catch. Is that because you're going to have a hard time with people controlling your money? Or what is it? I think people are going to get a little dramatic about your inheritance, but they'll get over it. They'll get over it. I know, right? I know. And even though death, for those who don't know, are watching this live stream, death doesn't come out when it's talking about a literal death, even though in this case, that is the case, right? But I guess in this time I will. That I do see a catch, and I saw that people were just going to be really dramatic about it. But in a way, I feel like the people who are going to be dramatic, or who are going to make a scene over you making the money, what I saw on the cards was that it's almost like they're going to know already. Instinct, like they're going to have that instinct that you were going to receive something, but they wouldn't know for certain. So let's just say, for instance, your father, let's just say that he intuitively has picked up on the fact that you might end up receiving something out of your grandmother's inheritance, but he won't know for certain until the day of. But it will be something out of intuition. So I do see people suspecting it, but not knowing for certain. Okay? Any other questions? An extra $3,200 apart from what he normally gives you every month? Is that what you're asking? Yes, in October you can. You can ask for an extra 3,200 in October. Yes, you can. For August, I got no. No. As a matter of fact, I think he would cut communication with you, or he would just ghost you, or he would not be very responsive. As far as September, could you ask for the 3,200 in September instead? No. No. I would go for it in October. Alrighty. Well, have a wonderful dinner. Thank you so much for stopping by. I will be here again tomorrow. And have a good lunch or dinner. Have a good dinner. I'm going to go get some dinner myself as well. Alrighty, guys. I am going to call it a night myself as well because I have a headache. I haven't eaten. So I need to put some food in my system because I'm getting a headache. I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much, everyone who came in. I will be back live tomorrow. I will see you guys later. Thanks. Bye. Oh, yes, I will check your pictures. Thank you. I love pictures. So thank you. Bye.